Hey, what's up, everybody? I hope you are enjoying the PS4 9.00 jailbreak as much as I am. I decided to put together these 5 quick tips for someone that may be new to PlayStation 4 jailbreaking, or maybe something that just everybody would get at least one tip out of. And we're going to begin here with disabling PS4 updates. So go ahead and open up your web browser and make sure you navigate to this page that I have listed at the very top. You will start to see that it is going through and it is caching the page. Now click on where it says disable updates. And you'll see here, First, enable the bin loader server from the setting Goldian. So I left that in there because you may get this error. So you can easily fix this by going back in to your settings, going up to where it says Goldian, and enabling the bin loader here. I usually just go ahead and turn on the FTP server as well. Now let's go back into the browser. And now back inside of the browser, when we run this command, it should work perfectly. So let's go back and let's go to disable updates. And there we go. The payload has been received. And in just a second, there we go. We see disabled updates. And before we move on from this, there's a bunch of videos that show folks going in and changing their DNS settings. While you can do that, this is a very effective way to do so. And just to prove, I'm going to put my PS4 at risk right now for your entertainment. So let's go to our settings and let's go to where it says System Software Update. It does say that it cannot download, but also gives us the button to click on Next, which I'm going to do it. I'm going to click. Boom. So that is the type of error that you should expect to see. It should not allow you to update if you do the disabled option in the web browser. Hopefully by now you have already inserted your USB thumbstick into your computer, and it does have the store package file on that. If so, go ahead and go to debug settings, head over to game and then package installer. And this time we are going to install store-r2.pkg. This is the Homebrew store where you're going to be able to download other types of packages and Homebrew and different types of games. Okay, so it looks like it's all been installed. Let's head back and let's go to this new icon that is the Homebrew store. Now, it may take a minute for this to actually launch and to load up. There are several different prompts of files that it needs to download, another update that is required, applying the update, downloading and caching website files. And I did speed this up. And okay, great. So now we need to install a couple of different utility apps. So the first thing I'm going to do is go to Store Groups, and then I'm going to go to Utility. Once in Utility, you're going to need the PS4 Explorer. Click on where it says Download. After that is complete, you're just going to simply navigate over to where it says Install and install the package. Now, while we're already in the Homebrew store, let's go ahead and grab one more package that I think you might find useful. That's going to simply be this remote package installer. So click on download again, and then we're going to go over to install. And we should be just about finished up here. Now, one thing to note before we move on is that the Homebrew store doesn't necessarily have all of the different types of Homebrew that's available. As you'll see in just a moment, there was one package that I couldn't find in the store right now. Now, it may be added later on, but keep in mind the differences there. Okay, and so before I leave this screen, I am going to show you at least the package where you can get things like your CPU, temperature, and so forth. If you just scroll back down that list, you will be able to see this one that says PS4 temperature. you would basically want to go through that same process. You want to download it and then you want to install it. As well as don't forget there are some media. So by default, you have to be able to log in to Twitch or Prime Video or Crunchyroll through the PlayStation Network. What this does here is this removes that limitation, so you can still use all these media apps without actually signing into your PlayStation Network. Okay, and just quickly, let me show you the PS4 Explorer. So once you load this application, it's going to give you the ability to be able to see your file systems. So here's where I'm cycling through. This is my USB 0 device. So this is inserted into my USB port. And again, I can see the information that's on there. If you followed along with some of the other tutorials, you'll see things such as like the Silent Hills demo, as well as where I installed Sonic Mania, and then our store as well. And if you hit the option button, you'll be able to get a list of what each button press will do with this application. So you can see multi-selections from stop and player and so forth. I'm going to head over to Remote PKG Installer. So the short of this application, you won't see anything pop up here, is that this application will allow you to install PKG files remotely. There is a lot of tutorials out there. This has been around for quite some time. It's just an option for those of you who may want to remotely install your PKG packages. I'm pretty much set up because all my consoles, or at least the consoles I work on, is just right here, so I don't really need it, but a lot of others do. So definitely you want to check that out. Okay, let's go ahead and take care of the FTP. So we need a client on our computer. For Windows, I'm using FileZilla. You can use whatever is best for you. The main thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to create a connection to the IP address that's listed in your PlayStation 4. So here in the site manager, I've went ahead and I've created a PS4 entry. And in that PS4 entry, I set this up using the FTP protocol. I punched in my IP address, again, the one on my PlayStation 4. I set the port to 2121, very important, make sure you do that. And then I've said only use plain FTP and secure, and the login type is going to be anonymous. Once you have all of that set up, you can go ahead and click on connect. Okay, so on my right is my PlayStation 4. So I'm just scrolling through the list. These are the files and the folders that's currently on my PlayStation 4. I could go into this folder here that's called Update, and this is the empty file that was created a bit earlier with the option that was Disable PS4 Updates. Let's go ahead and navigate back out of this. And you can see the rest of the files that's listed there. What we're going to be interested in right now is the mount folder. And then let's go up and let's take USB 0. So at this point on my right hand side is my PlayStation 4, and on my left hand side is the PKG file that we want to install now, which is the patch installer. I'm going to simply drag and drop the PKG from my computer all the way over to my PlayStation 4's USB drive that I have inserted. Okay, and while I use this just to move a PKG file over, obviously you can do a bunch of other things with it. You can also download files from your PlayStation 4, etc. Okay, so now we need to install that PKG file that we just put on the USB via FTP. So go into your debug settings again, go to Game, and then Package Installer. And there it is. That is the package that we just FTP to our USB drive. Go ahead and hit X on that to enter it. And now it is going to install the package. Once that's complete, let's go ahead and let's navigate back out to our home screen. And let's start the patch installer. Okay, so it's going to close out of anything existing, and here it is. And what this tool does is that this tool allows you to download patches for your applications as well as your games. Now I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to take an example here of the media player. So right now mine is setting at 4.01. I could also come into this package and I could delete the currently installed patch, or I could revert back to one of these other patches. Maybe something in 3.0 was working better. Okay, so it's been deleted. It's now showing my media player is at 1.00. Let's go back into it. And now actually I do want the latest and greatest 4.01 patch. Okay, so it will add it to downloads. And at this point, you don't have to do anything else. It will automatically install the patch. And again, this works for games. So let's go over to Sonic Mania. Sonic Mania, you can see there is two patches here for 1.03 and another one for 1.04. I can obviously select one of these packages. I can download it, and I shouldn't have any problem whatsoever. And just to wrap up, if you have went ahead and modified your DNS entries on your PlayStation 4, maybe through another tutorial, make sure that you just take those back off, or else this process won't work. This is actually downloading these patches directly from Sony. And so that is it for today. Feel free to check out one of my other number of guides for this PS4 jailbreak, including how to do it, a newer updated method, and then as well as an FAQ where I took everybody's questions that I had been seeing and compiled them into one single resource and just answered them question by question. So thank you again for watching. Give it a like, give it a subscribe, and leave a comment down below. What was your favorite tip? I'll see you on the next one. Michael out.